Now I'm almost done, y'all, but I found it ironic how the first murder and the last murder in this indictment, how eerily similar they are. How ironic is it they both named Nut? They both happened near gas stations.
And we are back, Thank you for watching today's video. And one thing that just keeps jumping out to me is how DA Hilton says that the two killings, the two murders in the YSL RICO trial at this stage, how they both have eerie similarities. Now, of course, the two situations are definitely not the same, but I think that saying that there are similarities is an understatement. There are definitely, in my opinion, similarities. So I'm going to allow this video to do the talking, but I'm also going to allow Hilton to do the talking here because her voice is going to narrate. Most of the narration you're going to hear is from the drinks situation, but you're also going to see a side-by-side with the Donovan Thomas situation, and then we'll get a little bit more narration from Hilton later on about the Thomas situation as well. So without further ado, y'all, please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, do you see the similarities? Thank you for watching.
See when Mr. Cormavius Nichols gets to the gas station. That's when Miles gets out the car. That's when Shannon walks to the car first, and we know it's Shannon because of the March 16th and wearing the same clothing. And of course, that's Cormavius Nichols when he walks inside the store. That's when Miles walks into the store. In his Islamabad shirt.
We're not sure exactly which getting into the car you meant, so we're just trying to show all of them for y'all, okay?
Miles and Cormavius leave out the store, and Miles in a moment gets back into the car, and Cormavius is pumping the gas. Cormavius goes back into the store. And this Mr. Drinks pulling into the gas station. Now this is how ironic that Cormavius and Drinks never, you're going to see, they never see each other. Because Cormavius gets into the car and Mr. Drinks sits in the car for a little while. Now, it would appear that all their business is done at the gas station. Now Mr. Drinks is finally getting out the car. See where he's walking? He's walking closest to where Drinks and Demikian are in the car. Because remember, from here, y'all, you see the Audi lights. The Audi's here. He just walked right here. In the same sneakers from the picture. And coat and jacket. They're still sitting there. None of them come back into the store. And Mr. Drinks walks out. And he walks back to his car. Now it's 21:58. Neither car, they're not pumping gas, they're not getting anything. They're watching Mr. Drinks. I submit confirming that that's the person in that social media post.
Sharing and then fast forward to the next point that he gets into the car. We're stopping at 18:48:17.
Now Shemaiah's finally gotten into the car. And I submit this is what's happening. Now watch as Mr. Drinks pulls out of the gas station. They have been sitting there for minutes, y'all. Y'all been watching this video like, what we gonna do next? That's how long we've been sitting here. And as soon as Mr. Drinks pulls out, that is when vehicle number one pulls out, hunting car. And then that's when the second car immediately pulls out. They sat there, y'all. We were quiet for at least 2 minutes here. This is them pulling up to the light. You see there's somebody walking on the street, walking this way towards the gas station. Here go the 3 cars pulling up at the light. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see it here, but we know that there's a red light. Shannon and Nichols are stopped at the red light. They stop. Drinks is in the left turning lane. Shannon is right next to him, and Quarmavis is right next to Shannon. Y'all now see the traffic going in the opposite direction that they are in. Then you see Nichols pull up. I'm just going to submit that this car stops here. This car, I think, saw what happened. Because he stops a little behind it, like, whoa. You had the person walking down the street. Mr. Shard, and we're going to talk about this car in a moment. Mr. Shard talked about what the medical examiner said. What she said was there will be no conscious movement. She didn't say anything about unconscious movement. Because that is what you see with the brake lights, y'all. No, he could not consciously say, let me go. But the unconscious movement, because he just been shot in his head. You should not have to be sitting here on a Saturday trying to get your hair cut and have bullets come inside of a barbershop. Bullets have no names. And there was babies in the front. But you just spraying down the street for what? For your status in YSL? So you can show Mr. Williams that you big and bad? That's what this is about. And that's Donovan's brother. Outside. I submit he saw what happened, but you know what? He ain't gonna tell us. He ain't gonna talk to the police, because that's what the gang culture is. So this is the Texaco. That's Northside Drive. And here are 2 streets. This one is a one-way street, but they don't follow the law, so I submit that they went up the one-way street. And this is another street. They could have went up either. I submit to you they went up the one-way street, because again, they don't follow the law. So when they turn right, they switch cars behind here. They switch behind here. It takes no time to drive up the wrong way street, drive back down, and come back down and do that shit. That's where they switch the cars at. When you see the person who you think killed your best friend, that you shot and killed him, that's just your common sense. Not some random car that pulls up behind and unfortunately may have witnessed a shooting and they don't want to be involved. Let's look at the car. The crime scene pictures take pictures for a reason. Here go the bullet holes. 1, 2, 3. See, Mr. Sharp didn't show you that. Because if you see the crime scene photos will show you that the bullet went through the door where Mr. Stillwell's car was. And we'll talk about the gunshot residue. What makes sense? There's no muzzle flash anywhere on the video. So that's just nonsense. They don't see no muzzle flash. Mr. Drink's dead though. So we know a gun was fired. Let's take his theory. You don't see the muzzle flash when the other car pulls up, do you? You don't. That theory makes no sense. You have to take all the evidence, not just FedEx, but everything that occurred. Like I told you, he went from literally, y'all, 18 miles all the way to 90. To 90. This is the intersection. This is 1 minute later. What you fleeing for 90 miles per hour if you ain't killed nobody? You was just chilling. And then you go to the studio and do what you do. You brag. Because remember, they all went to the studio. And what'd he say? Pop my shit. I really got options. Poor little ops. Look how they just dropped it. Poor little ops. Look how they just dropped it. Those are his words. After he just executed a man at a light. He goes to the studio to go rap about it. This is why they think they above the law.
So everything stay away from it. That's the police shit.
Yeah, man.
Got down. They gun powder for rings, all this shit up.
Yeah.
Don't come back clean. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping on that.
So there's a few things that happened in this call. So let's talk about the first part of the call. The first part of the call, they're talking about Miles Farley. And if y'all remember, y'all heard the jail calls when they were trying to get protection for Miles Farley. Well, this call is on April 1st, early in the morning before Miles is arrested. And what you hear them talking about in the call is, one, I don't know why Miles got out the car. That's the only thing they really got on him because they saw him on the surveillance video. And more importantly, they're saying, tell Miles don't talk to the police. Tell Miles don't talk to them folk. Because see, Miles ain't never been in jail. So they think if Miles starts talking to the police, he the weakest link. So they're like encouraging Miles, don't say nothing to him. So that's what the two people who are in the shooting car are trying to make sure that they are protected by making sure Miles don't talk. So that's the first part of the call. Then you hear them talking about Dolly White. Well, we all know Dolly, Doug's sister. And they're talking about getting payment for a lawyer. And then before that, or right after that, they're talking about Blizzy seeing Damikian at the hotel in Cobb County. Remember, Blizzy is the ox, Carlos Barber. And so now Damikian is updating Shannon about what's happening. Because remember, Shannon's been in custody now since March 17th. What's also important is that they're on this contraband phone. So remember, early in the call, they're like, Shannon's like, I couldn't be on that other phone because they got my phone. So now I'm using somebody else's in jail contraband phone so that we can talk. So on this contraband phone where they don't think anyone can hear them because they don't know it's a wiretap, they're like, hold on, Miles is tripping. Tell him don't talk to them police. He said the other boy tripping too. I submit he's talking about Cormavius Nichols. He said, I'm just trying to keep Buddy calm. Because remember, at this time, only two people are locked up. Shannon and Cormarvius. Miles is now locked up, and we have not confirmed that DeMarco Boyer is a part of this. So he's trying to keep Quay down, trying to keep Miles from snitching, and that's what they're talking about. Then towards the end of the call, and I know Mr. Sharp trying to flip this, but he says, if they get my car, it's going to be clean, because there ain't going to be no GSR in it. Who says that? And let's see, did he go get the car clean? He did. These circles, and y'all gonna have these pictures in the back, are watermarks. You see, they ain't do a good job cleaning it, but it's watermarks dripping on the dashboard, over here, over here. Because he got the car clean. See, he thought, maybe in his mind, that the gunshot residue might be on the dashboard. It might be over here. Because he shot that gun out the window. He ain't shoot the gun in the car. Go look back at the trajectory, and he could not have shot in the car. He had to shoot out the car because the bullet had to go through the car, through the window, into Chanel drinks. I submit he not inside the car like ping ping. That's not what he's doing. He gonna put his hand out the car and he gonna shoot. So when he's talking about they gonna wipe the car, it's gonna be clean, because that's what he think the gunshot residue gonna be. And what did Mr. Colvin tell you? He said, I took 2 dabs. I think he said he took about 8 or 16 dabs, but I didn't dab the entire headliner. He said there could be portions that had it. That's just not what I tested. You saw how big the headliner was. We pulled it out the bag for you. Is it possible? Reasonable that it could have been on another piece of the headliner? Yes. Or is it reasonable that all of the gunshot residue went out the car? Because remember what he said. He said it's going to be a poof, but it's going to go in the direction of the bullet. You might have some blowback, but not a whole lot, unless the shooting happened in the car. The shooting didn't happen in the car. Therefore, it's not going to be a whole bunch of gunshot residue inside of the car. Remember, we asked him, is there going to be a distinction between the two? He said there's going to be way more gunshot residue if, say, Demekion or someone in the car fired. But if the gun is outside the car window, it's going to blow back a little, not a lot. It's going to go towards the direction of the gun, or of the bullet. But that would be towards the direction of Mr. Drinks. So any gunshot residue, he thought he wiped down. That's why he says that on a contraband call to his co-conspirator, who they both killed, Chanel. Don't worry about it, bro. If nothing else, when they got the car, don't worry about that gunshot residue. We cleaned that. That's why he wanted to extend the car rental. He extended the car rental on March 15th. He had to. He couldn't take the car back. By this time, I got to get that thing cleaned down. We got to do something with it. He probably going to try to get rid of it. But we called him on the 17th. He ain't have enough time. Now, I'm almost done, y'all. But I found it ironic how the first murder and the last murder in this indictment, how eerily similar they are. How ironic is it they both named Nut? They both happened near gas stations. They both using rental cars. One by Jeffrey Williams, one by Shannon. They both have multiple YSL defendants. They both travel after the murder. He talks about going, they flee to Miami. He talks about poker. He talks to poker about going to Miami. They go into the studio writing lyrics about it. They're both, Chanel and Donovan are affiliated, associated with YFN. But they want you to believe that these are just 2 totally unrelated cases. Oh, and Shannon is supposed to be the shooter in both of them? the one who's always on go. He says it himself, but Quindarius said it too. The one who wants to do the murders because he wants status in the game. But they want to tell you, don't believe any evidence that the state brought. Don't believe any of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you not to do that. You know, Mr. Drinks, young man maybe trying to find his way, maybe getting caught up in the wrong crowd. But on that day, he should have been able to go to his girlfriend's house. He should have been able to maybe decide that these aren't the friends he want to be with. But no, this is what they did to him. Left him at the light like this. And for what? Off a social media post? This is trash that they're doing in our community. Same thing with Donovan. Donovan was trying to turn his life around. Donovan was trying to get into the music business. Donovan was trying to leave that gang stuff alone. He up here drinking his glass of wine when you see the picture. But what did they do? Off of what? Because Donovan was at the barbershop joking, laughing outside. You see the surveillance video. And left him like this. All in the name of YSL. All in the name of the game that they want to tell you is a music group. It's music. This ain't music. This is not a song right here, y'all. This is real life. Real dead bodies. Real dead people. Real shootings. This ain't no song over a beat. And they know when they brought into it, with his flag tattoo, his omerta tattoo, what they were doing. Ladies and gentlemen, they are guilty of every single count that they are both charged with. Mr. Atkins told you what this was about. Destruction of people. Destruction of the community that they live in. Deception. They want to deceive you by telling you that these people in here are just lying just to lie. They're trying to deceive you to tell you that this is all about rap music, rap business. It is not. This is about death. How many dead bodies at the hands of YSL? How many people shot at the hands of YSL? They are a gang by every definition of the word. And you want to talk about we are here just trying to get people of color? No, I'm trying to get gang members to stop committing violent acts in this community, in Fulton County, where each of their victims are people of color. The people that they destroyed, the people that they hurt, the people that they tarnished. Young boys. Rodalius Ryan could have had a promise in life. But what is it? He out here murdering folks at the hands of YSL. Christian Eppinger at the hands of YSL. Go catch you a body. That's how you become slime. That's what he says in his song. Go catch you a body. I'll show you how to be slime. And that's what these little boys are doing. Catching a body to be slime. But they want to tell you that we got a vendetta on people of color? It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And intimidation. These two defendants, Mr. Kendrick and Mr. Stillwell, are guilty. They are guilty of murder. They are guilty of gang acts. They're guilty of conspiracy to violate RICO. And I ask of you, look at the evidence. Look at the law. I know it took some time. I know you probably want to go home and get your turkey. I know, I get it. But I am asking you all to go back there, finish this marathon, finish this race, hold them accountable for their actions. When you apply the law with the facts and the evidence, there's only one just conclusion that these defendants are guilty. Ladies and gentlemen, evil prevails when good men and women do nothing. I'm asking you to do something. I'm asking you to hold them accountable. I'm asking you to return a verdict of guilty. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your attention and your patience during this very long day. I know this was not an easy day for y'all. It's been a lot of hours here in the courtroom today, but y'all paid good attention and close attention, and everybody appreciates that. So let me give you some instructions before you return tomorrow. To maintain the integrity of this trial, remember that you must decide this case based only on the evidence admitted during the trial and the law as I will explain it to you. I have not yet given you this law. I will do that tomorrow. So it's not yet time to deliberate. Do not conduct any research on your own about this case or about any people or places mentioned during the trial, including online, through the internet, through any kind of traditional media or references, through social media, or by asking anyone anything about this case, and not from any other source, electronic or otherwise, should you get information about this case or about the law. Do not watch, read, or listen to any accounts of this trial that might appear in the news media, on social media, or through any other type of communication with anyone. In short, as I've told you before, do not seek any information, including even hypothetical questions about this case, from any source outside the confines of this courtroom. And until the deliberations begin, which is not going to be until tomorrow, after you have heard the law that applies to this case, do not discuss this case with anyone or even amongst yourselves. Do not allow anybody to discuss it with you. Remember, you all have a late start tomorrow, so I'll see y'all at 11. We won't have a traditional long lunch break since we're starting late, so go ahead and eat something before you get here and come in ready to get back to business on the case. We'll see you at 11. Thank you.
All right, so the jury.